Before the video starts, please consider dropping me a follow on Twitch and Instagram. Now enjoy the video.
Before we start, comment who you want next. Today's episode is Green Typhlosion. Now, you may not know this, but I am very familiar with this guy's channel because it's me. Alright, but before I review myself, I would imagine that anyone watching this review would say there would be a heavy amount of bias in what I say, and that's absolutely true. So what I did was I asked some very close Poketuber friends of mine to give me a legit, honest, real, like no hurt feelings criticism, and this is what they wrote. I'm actually going to say their names. I asked them if it was okay. They said, sure, why not? So, my good friend Lantern Angler, he wrote that I lack the enthusiasm that I once had, and that makes me come off as deadpan. I'm going to assume that means dull. And in my videos, it sounds more like I'm reading off a script than actually speaking to my viewers. My editing work is quite impressive, especially since I am doing it on my own, which is true. I do everything here by myself. My channel has a wide variety of content to watch. Despite my deadpan delivery, I still manage to be entertaining. And the next part, he said that the basic gist was, since we're going no holding back, he told me something that he never really wanted to tell me, but I do respect him for saying this. So, also, 90% of the stuff I'm reading here is verbatim, so I just don't misconstrue any of their words. So, he says, even though you managed to get acknowledgement from many big names in the Poketubing community, you also have to realize you had one major thing that got you to that point, aka where I am today. And that was most of my subs came from Mystic Umbreon's channel, which, for those of you who don't know, because we have gotten a lot of new viewers over the past 3 or 4 months, I made a video called Worst Team for Kanto, and it blew up and kind of was responsible for jump-starting the Green Typhlosion channel. After that, he went on to say, I do give you props for managing to keep those subs, and I don't doubt that you would have reached that point on your own as well, but the subs from Mystic was truly what made you explode, and yes. And for his rating, because I did tell him to give me a rating out of 10, he gave me a 7 out of 10. Obviously, this is not on the Green Typhlosion scale. I will get to my personal rating later. Alright, next one was from a good friend of mine. His name is Red Gemini. Man just hit 100 subs. Check out his Let's Plays. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And as a guy who doesn't really like Let's Plays, that actually means something. Anyways, here is what he had to say. He wrote a lot, by the way. I don't want to read this, but I'm going to. So he said, at the beginning of Green Typhlosion's YouTube experience, audio was a definite issue that needed to be rectified, but over the course of 3 years of being on YouTube, Green Typhlosion's audio developed and became clearer, added some tone and inflection. I'm so glad he appreciated that. Now he's getting on to my thumbnails. At first, Green Typhlosion had very stale thumbnails that looked very little time to create, and very little thought was put into them. His thumbnails didn't start to improve until about a little over a year into his YouTube experience. They pop out and grab the eyes of people, but there was a reoccurring look to them. The font was good initially, but seemed to become somewhat repetitive in the style of font, not color or size, but the text itself. Though there is a redeeming factor with other details to the layout, such as the background, color scheme, and images that shape the content of the video. Oh my god, I gotta take a breath. Anyways, alright, I'm gonna continue on, but I will like to say that everything he's saying so far is spot on. Alright, next we're going to his opinion on the Green Typhlosion content himself. He said, early on in Green Typhlosion's YouTube journey, content wavered at times during Let's Plays and the like, when he had to create dialogue on the spot. but when it came to videos where research was necessary, the content seemed to follow a little more easier. Now, lately, Green Typhlosion's videos had a much more guided and detailed content within his videos, which shows some level of research and dedication to his content. There is an issue of potentially not having the whole story or running with part of the story. I think he's talking about my Poketuber reviews, but I'm sure he's watching this video and will be willing to clarify if he gets up to this point. Anyways, moving on with what he said the videos and content of his Poketuber reviews tend to give off the vibe of attempting to get viewers to agree and others riled up to create conversation that can erupt into controversy and debate, engaging the audience with thoughts, concerns, frustrations, among many other mixed feelings and emotions. Next, he's talking about, I would assume, a positive aspect being my diversity. He said diversity is important to keep the audience on their toes, but changing which type of videos that we're uploading in the beginning a lot confuses the audience as to what your niche is and what makes viewers not want to engage with all the other type of videos done. He goes on to say, as a result, I can lose some subscribers. But he said over time, series that focused on the best/worst team became consistent, and as of late, Poketuber reviews have been added to the arsenal of video uploads. I love Red Gemini's vocabulary, oh my gosh. Much more stable than before. Now he's talking about the video uploads. He says in the beginning, and for a good while, Green Typhlosion's videos lacked consistencies and series tended to bounce all over the place, which couldn't be further from the truth. I can never hold a Let's Play down for more than 5, maybe 6 episodes. So he goes on to say, videos would go from Let's Plays to opinions about specific Pokemon, to live streams, and to quick shoutout and update videos. The duration of the videos would fluctuate from 10 to 20 minutes to less than 10 to 20 minutes. But as of late, Green Typhlosion's videos stick around 10 minutes, give or take a couple of minutes, and the upload timelines have been more and more stable as his YouTube channel continued. So he did that thing where I give my overall thoughts, and he says, Green Typhlosion has shown great improvement over time, but there are still things in audio, thumbnails, diversity, and content that he can work on and develop with even more time. As a YouTuber and content creator, he gave me a 6.6 out of 10. Now, with both of these things being said, I will say that I agree with everything they're saying, but they were way too nice with the ratings. Once again, if this is my rubric, based on what they said, I would have knocked myself down a point or two. But now we're going to get on with my thoughts, and here is my actual thoughts, because I know a lot of hate comments out that I was just going to say I'm the best channel ever and call that a review. But my serious thoughts on my channel is the beginning of this channel was bad. There was no real identity, and it was a mix of content that was too short and content that was too long, and the styles didn't really blend together, and it kind of just made no sense. The thumbnails were below average at first, and the audio was terrible. Green Typhlosion stagnated like this for a while, but over the last year has made several strides in improvement, especially with my thumbnails. I'm really proud of my thumbnail work. I don't know why, I just really like my thumbnails. Anyways, the majority of my channel, and I think this is going to be really harsh, but it's true, I think we all can acknowledge this about my channel, but the entirety of my channel, or the majority would be a rather accurate statement, is a bunch of imitation of popular YouTubers, especially those like Arizo, Dobbs, and Mystic Umbreon. And when I'm saying this, I am not talking about the topics done, except Mystic regarding the best team videos, because those are rather similar. But even then, I did do the worst team before he did, and I even did fan games, which he has not done, or he may never do. We'll see. But anyways, I was more so talking about the video execution / style, more so in the editing Also, my channel did go through a very awkward Wi-Fi battle stage that was back in December. I would say the videos themselves were rather unique, but the thumbnails were kind of mimicking Wolfie VGC a little bit. So yeah, definitely my channel is, for the most part, an imitator, not a creator type of vibe. And I mean, just to wrap this up, I will like to say that ever since Green Typhlosion has started Poketuber Review, it's given me a niche in this community. This meta, I don't know if I'm using that word right, but for now we'll say that this meta content, while a bit scandalous and that could lead to bad stuff, isn't really that harmful to the community, given in context the shitstorm that is the Pokemon community. And it's actually rather a unique niche moving forward. Now with the Poketuber reviews, a big gripe could be the low production value, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Given my previous editing showcase, it is obvious I can do a lot more with these reviews. Now, this is just a personal me thing. I do not like the voice I have on camera. It's actually rather different in real life, but the voice I just put on camera is just very, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it. It just doesn't sound good to my ears. But overall, Green Typhlosion has significantly improved, and my newer content is starting to stray away from those I've imitated, both in topics choose and in the style. Poketuber Review, according to some people who are not even fans of Pokemon, do find what I have to say and how I do it entertaining, and I think it is safe to say there is nothing like Poketuber reviews within the Pokemon community. The earlier content is shit, let's be real, but the newer stuff, being Poketuber reviews and the recent best team for fan games, are actually worth watching in my opinion. If you're more into critical analysis, check out the fan games. If you just want to hear a dude talk about his opinions on a YouTuber, check out Poketuber reviews. Anyways, the overall rating I am giving Green Typhlosion is a 3.6 out of 10. That has been the review. I'm sure this may not be what the haters were asking for, but I did give myself probably a overcritical review. But I think if I'm going to review other Poketubers and put them under a microscope, I think it is fair that I put myself in a even more critical microscope. Besides that, please recommend who you want next. And besides that, please consider subscribing, check out some more videos, but above all else, have a good day.